The city looked like the end of the world wrapped in neon lights. Billboards screamed deals and discounts. Drones dropped packages like gifts from a digital sky. Streets overflowed with people, each moving fast, hungry, desperate. The pulse of Black Friday beating like a single chaotic heart. But deep in the crowd, something ancient had awakened. Knull, the god of the abyss, had returned, not as myth or rumor, but as a ripple in reality itself. The air thickened, light dimmed, and the noise of the city bent inward like it feared to breathe. His symbiotic tendrils crawled along the skyscrapers, twisting billboards into shapes of living void. Words flickered from sail to submit, and when the sky turned red, even the lights of the city seemed to kneel. He spoke softly, voice crawling through every mind like a whisper made of oil. They chase illusions, endless hunger for more. And they call me the god of darkness? People froze. Phones dropped. Screens went black. Everywhere his shadow spread. Silence followed. But beneath that silence, something began to move. A rumble started from beneath the ground, not like an earthquake, but like a heartbeat. Pavement cracked, glass shattered, alarms screamed, and from the smoke emerged a figure wrapped in crimson armor. Trion Juggernaut, not the Juggernaut of stories past. This was a being evolved beyond his curse, the full manifestation of the Crimson Gem's will, balanced between rage and purpose. His armor glowed like molten steel. His presence felt like an entire planet's momentum condensed into one being. He looked at Knull, unshaken. "You see chaos," he said, voice echoing across the ruined street. "I see motion. That's life." Knull tilted his head, smiling faintly, as if amused by the concept of life. "Motion, the blind crawl of the temporary. You think it has meaning. Everything returns to me eventually." Juggernaut stepped forward, every movement shaking the earth. "You talk about endings like they matter. You ever seen will stop moving? Even after death, something pushes forward. That's what you'll never kill." The sky bled black tendrils. Knull raised his hand. Entire skyscrapers folded into themselves like crumpled paper. Juggernaut just kept walking. The two stood face to face at the center of a collapsing city. Two forces beyond gods, one representing the hunger that consumes all, the other, the will that refuses to be stopped. Knull's grin widened. "You wear purpose like armor. Let's see how long it holds." Then everything went white. Lightning struck the ground in a spiral of black and red. Shockwaves threw cars into the air. Every building groaned as the weight of both forces collided, will versus void. And through the roar of destruction, I step in. Hold up. Before these two tear reality apart, I gotta say this, because you know what time it is. It's Black Friday season. And this right here isn't just about power, it's about style with purpose. If you've been rocking with Mythic Universe, you already know what we stand for. Power, resilience, and staying sharp no matter what chaos hits. The drops alive, caps, tees, shoes, everything built for real-world warriors. Don't wait till it's gone. Arm up, step out. Because in this world, what you wear says what you fight for. Now let's get back to the battle. Knull moved first. A storm of symbiotic tendrils swept through the streets like living serpents, devouring steel and glass, feeding off the noise of fear. But Juggernaut planted his feet, energy crackling from the gem of Sitarak glowing on his chest. He charged, and when he moved, physics surrendered. The impact shattered a kilometer of cityscape, rippling shockwaves through every layer of reality. The ground exploded into molten stone. Knull's tendrils shattered on impact, and his black ichor splattered like blood from the void itself. Knull didn't fall. He smiled. "Force without thought," he hissed. "You're no different from the mortals clawing for meaning through material. Always chasing, never knowing why." Juggernaut didn't answer. He just swung. Each punch carried the weight of a planet's inertia. Each hit broke through dimensions of shadow. But Knull didn't fight to win. He fought to corrupt. His darkness seeped into the cracks of Juggernaut's armor, whispering to his mind, "Why resist? You fight a purpose given to you by another. You wear your will like chains." Juggernaut's eyes flared red. "Nah, you don't get it. I chose this will. The ground erupted again. Red lightning tore through the black sky, splitting Knull's form in half. "The void," God screamed, but even in pain he laughed. "Choice is the prettiest lie your kind ever made." Their clash tore apart the night. Every strike turned into an argument. Every blow, a line of philosophy written in destruction. And the city, once full of crowds chasing sails and screens, now stood as a mirror of their debate. Chaos and will colliding in an endless cycle. When the dust settled, both figures stood among the ruins, breathing slow, eyes burning with immortal focus. "Knull, you'll break." "They all do, Juggernaut. Then I'll keep breaking through." And as the smoke thickened into another black storm, the night didn't end. It collapsed. Skyscrapers leaned like dying giants. Streets glowed molten red from the energy burning between them. The city had become a reflection of the cosmic truth. Chaos and will cannot coexist peacefully. Knull's shadow expanded, swallowing what was left of the skyline. His tendrils cracked the horizon itself, bleeding oil and light. The stars above dimmed, as if the universe refused to watch what came next. He moved with divine grace, his voice echoing through every building still standing. "Look around, Trion, they call it Black Friday. What they worship is me, consumption, endless desire. You see, Will, I see the disease of wanting." Juggernaut's armor hummed with molten energy, each plate glowing with the runes of Sitarak. He stood tall amid the crumbling ruins, massive, immovable, a monument of defiance. "You call it disease. I call it drive. The same hunger that built everything you're trying to drown." Knull laughed, a sound like blades scraping through glass. "And what does it build toward? Entropy. Everything circles back to me. I am the full stop after your sentence of existence." The words struck deeper than any weapon, but Juggernaut didn't flinch. His eyes glowed like burning comets. "Then read this, Shadow. I don't do full stops." He charged again, this time faster, heavier, unstoppable. Each step sent shockwaves through the ground, each punch fractured reality's seams. Knull countered with blades of pure void, each swing dissolving space itself. When they met in the center, the impact bent gravity, buildings shattered like paper. The air screamed, Knull's form flickered, then split into a dozen shadows, all speaking in unison. "Your strength means nothing in the void. I am the silence that erases sound, the end that devours movement." Juggernaut swung through the illusions, punching through spectral echoes until he caught the real one, gripping Knull by the throat, dragging him through the asphalt. Then maybe it's time the void listened. He slammed Knull into the ground so hard the city cratered. Energy rippled for miles. Red lightning cracked the black clouds, and for the first time, the god of the abyss bled light instead of shadow. But even that didn't stop Knull's grin. "Force is such a pitiful god, Trion. What happens when it finds nothing left to push against?" Juggernaut didn't answer. He knew this wasn't just a physical fight. This was about meaning, motion versus nothingness, drive versus apathy. He stepped back, eyes narrowing. "You think the end wins just because it's last? Nah, the end exists so something can begin. Even you got made by motion." For a moment, just a flicker, Knull's expression shifted. Doubt, no. Curiosity. Then his tendrils surged again, tearing through the ground like serpents. "You're clever for a weapon," he hissed. "But cleverness doesn't save meaning from consumption." Juggernaut raised his fist, crimson energy swirling like a dying sun. "It doesn't need to. It just keeps moving." They collided again. This time, there was no city left to destroy. Just red and black streaks tearing through existence, two philosophies clashing in motion and stillness. Reality bent. The world flickered between moments. One instant they were in the ruins of a city. The next, they were inside a storm of memory. Fragments of every civilization that ever existed flashing around them. Knull's voice filled the void. "Look at them. Empires built on greed, faith, chaos, all gone. Your motion feeds me." Juggernaut gritted his teeth, shoving through the collapsing memories. "You're missing the point again. It's not about what falls. It's about what stands up after." Knull wrapped him in darkness, tendrils covering every inch of his armor, trying to suffocate the energy inside. Even will can be smothered. Juggernaut's voice rumbled through the abyss. You can't smother what doesn't stop. The red gem on his chest flared like a miniature sun, melting through the black tendrils. The light forced Knull back, tearing through his form until the shadows screamed, and just as Knull stumbled, the world around them shattered back into the real. The ruined city, silent now, lit only by the glow of Juggernaut's aura. For the first time, Knull looked weakened. His form wavered, black ichor dripping into the cracked streets like ink from a dying god. Why persist? He asked quietly. You could rest. Join the stillness. Become one with the void. Juggernaut looked down at him, unshaken. Because even stillness needs something to move it. And that's me, Knull chuckled weakly. You think your will changes the void? No, Juggernaut said, cracking his fists. It keeps it from swallowing everything. He walked forward, each step heavier than the last, not out of fatigue but purpose. The ground beneath him glowed red, every impact pushing Knull's shadows back, and just as he prepared the final strike... You see what I mean? Power without purpose is nothing. That's what this fight's about. It's not just strength, it's identity. And hey, while we're here, this is your season. The Mythic Universe Black Friday drops alive. Every tee, cap and shoe we've built, it's made for people who refuse to stop moving, just like the Juggernaut himself. Don't wait till the end of the fight to decide who you are. Gear up, move with purpose, because what you wear should tell your story. All right, back to it. Juggernaut's fist glowed like the heart of a dying star. He looked at Knull, the embodiment of the void, and for the first time, there was no hate in his eyes. Only resolve. This isn't about ending you. It's about showing that motion always finds meaning. He swung. The impact wasn't just physical. It was metaphysical, a shockwave of willpower that tore through every layer of existence. The air screamed, the ground disintegrated, and Knull's body fractured into tendrils of light and dark, scattered across the horizon. The echo of his voice lingered. And when motion stops, Juggernaut answered softly, It starts again, silence. Then light, the clouds cleared. The red energy around Juggernaut dimmed, leaving behind nothing but his shadow, standing alone in a crater big enough to rewrite geography. Around him, the city began to reassemble, not literally but symbolically. Neon lights flickered back on. People reappeared. Motion returned to the world, and in that silence, Juggernaut turned his gaze skyward. You can't kill chaos, he said to no one, but you can keep it in check. You can keep moving. The storm faded. The night returned to normal. Black Friday lights buzzed again, but this time they looked different. Less frantic, more alive. The war between the void and the will wasn't over. It never would be. But for this moment, motion had won. That right there, that's what it's all about. Chaos will always try to drown you, but willpower, that's the real power. That's the Mythic Universe way. If you felt this one, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, grab your gear, and stand with the ones who never stop moving. This is Mythic Universe, where legends wear their strength.